Hello everyone, welcome back to the 8th video of halogen derivatives. In this video, we will study the mechanisms of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Mechanism of a reaction is the sequence of steps through which reactants are converted into products. Mechanism represents the pathway of conversion of reactants to products. There are two ways by which alkyl halides undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions. Just like there can be two roads to go from one place to another. The two mechanisms which are observed in various nucleophilic substitution reactions are denoted by SN1 and SN2. S stands for substitution, N for nucleophilic, 1 unimolecular and 2 bimolecular. Suppose you want to go from Pune to Delhi. Some people will prefer to go by flight, while some will choose railway depending upon the conditions. Similarly, some alkyl halides undergo substitution nucleophilic reactions by SN1 and some by SN2 mechanism. Let us see how we can predict which alkyl halides undergo SN1 and which follow SN2 mechanism. So let us discuss these mechanisms in details. Let us first understand SN2 mechanism by taking example of alkaline hydrolysis of methyl bromide. Methyl bromide reacts with aqueous KOH to form methanol. In this reaction, bromine is substituted by nucleophile OH-N. Now let us see how the reaction actually takes place. The nucleophile OH-N attacks the carbon of methyl bromide molecule from the side opposite to that of bromine. Here bromine atom is the leaving group. As bromine atom is partially negative and the nucleophile OH-N is a negatively charged ion, to avoid electronic repulsion and also to avoid steric hindrance, that is repulsion due to bulkiness of the groups, the nucleophile attacks from backside. As the nucleophile OH-N attacks the carbon of methyl group, a bond begins to form between OH-N and carbon. At the same time, a bond begins to break between carbon and bromine. This is shown by dotted lines. This state of the reaction is called transition state. In the transition state, the negative charge is shared by both the nucleophile OH-N and the outgoing leaving group bromine. The three hydrogen atoms and the carbon lie in one plane, making bond angles of 120 degrees with each other. The OH-C-Br bond is linear and perpendicular to the plane of three hydrogen atoms. Slowly, the COH bond forms completely and at the same time, C-Br bond breaks completely and the reaction is complete. SN2 mechanism is a single-step reaction. Rate of the reaction depends upon molar concentration of both the reactants, that is the substrate and the nucleophile. Hence the name substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. The reaction follows second-order kinetics. When an optically active substrate undergoes SN2 mechanism, the product is found to have opposite configuration compared to that of the substrate. Thus, SN2 reaction proceeds with inversion of configuration. This is like an umbrella turning inside out in high wind rain. The backside attack of nucleophile leads to inversion of configuration. This is known as Walden inversion. Let us see the order of reactivity of alkyl halides. Bulky alkyl groups attached to the CX bond make the backside attack of nucleophile difficult due to steric hindrance and thus decreases the reactivity of alkyl halide towards SN2 mechanism. As the number of alkyl groups attached to alpha carbon increases from primary to tertiary carbon atom, crowding at alpha carbon increases, which makes the backside attack of nucleophile progressively difficult. Thus, the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN2 reaction is methyl halide greater than primary, greater than secondary, greater than tertiary alkyl halides. The reactivity of different alkyl halides is Ri greater than Rbr, greater than Rcl, greater than Rf. We have seen that Ci bond is the weakest, hence it breaks faster as compared to Cbr and so on. Now let us understand SN1 mechanism by taking example of alkaline hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. SN1 mechanism takes place in two steps. In step 1, the tertiary butyl bromide slowly dissociates to form a tertiary butyl carbocation and bromide ion. The carbocation has planar geometry. In step 2, the nucleophile OH- ion attacks the carbocation and leads to the formation of product. This step is fast as it involves formation of a bond. The nucleophile OH- can attack the planar carbocation from either side. Front side is the side where bromine atom was present initially, and back side is the side opposite to bromine atom. A bond begins to form in the transition state. If the nucleophile attacks from the front side, the product is obtained with retention of configuration. That is, nucleophile occupies the position which was initially occupied by bromine atom. And if the attack takes place from backside, the product is obtained with inversion of configuration. That is, nucleophile occupies the position opposite to that of bromine atom. When an optically active substance undergoes SN1 mechanism, the two products are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. That is, they are enantiomers. Since there is equal probability of nucleophilic attack from either side, the two products are formed in nearly equal proportion. Thus, a racemic mixture is obtained. The rate of the reaction is found to depend only on the concentration of substrate and is independent of concentration of nucleophile. Hence the name substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. The reaction follows first order kinetics. Step 1 does not involve nucleophile. Hence, step 1 must be the slow step of the mechanism, that is, rate determining step. When a mechanism consists of two or more steps, the rate of overall reaction depends on the rate of slowest step of the mechanism. That step is called as rate determining step. Let us now see the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN1 mechanism. Step 1 is the rate determining step of SN1 mechanism. So any factor which affects the rate of step 1 will affect the rate of overall reaction. The product of step 1 is a carbocation. The order of stability of carbocations is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. A general rule is more stable the product, faster it is formed. Since tertiary carbocation is more stable, it is formed faster and thus overall reaction becomes faster. As stability of carbocations decreases, the order of reactivity also decreases. And hence, the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN1 mechanism is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary greater than methyl halides. The table shows difference or comparison between SN2 and SN1 mechanisms. We have already discussed first 5 factors. Now let us see how polarity of the solvent affects the rate of SN1 and SN2 reaction. In SN2 mechanism, a polar solvent stabilizes one of the reactant, that is nucleophile, by solvation. This solvent deactivates the nucleophile by stabilizing it. Hence, aprotic solvents or non-polar solvents will favor SN2 mechanism. SN1 mechanism proceeds via formation of carbocation intermediate. A good ionizing solvent, that is polar solvent, stabilizes the ions by solvation. Thus, SN1 reaction proceeds more rapidly in polar protic solvents than in aprotic solvents. A more powerful nucleophile attacks the substrate faster and favors SN2 mechanism. The rate of SN1 mechanism is independent of nature of nucleophile. So, if you have understood the mechanisms, can you guess which picture represents SN1 and which other represents SN2 mechanism? You are right. The first picture represents SN1 mechanism and the second represents SN2 mechanism. I hope this video helps you to understand the SN1 and SN2 mechanisms. I refer to the Maharashtra State Board and NCERT textbooks. I thank all who have helped me in making this video. Thank you for watching the video.